to talk about your weapons and what they mean to you as your class and as it pertains to your character. When you start this game, if you notice, you don't actually pick a class to start from. Like in a lot of MMOs, you have your mage, your paladin, your healer, your rogue, your barbarian, so on and so forth. This game does not operate under the same merits of those. You can use any weapon in the game and make a class out of that, and you get a pair of weapons. At level 5, you're able to switch to a secondary weapon. As you can see here, I'm running a fire staff and a musket. And you might be thinking, well, those seem like completely different styles of weapon. Like, how does that work? Well, it's actually streamlined pretty easy. I'll talk about this and the skill lines in just a second, but let me explain how that works using two weapons that don't seem like they would go together that well. When you go to your attributes and you do level them, you can also respec your attributes as well. Up until level 20, it is free, so play around with your build, see what you really want to do before you get too far into the game. But above the attribute, it actually lays out which weapon will get a bonus from this. So as you see here, I have the fire staff and I have a musket, so they both get a bonus. Now when I'm respecing it, or not respecing it, when I'm setting my attributes, you'll actually see the number over here go up or not move at all to show you exactly what it is that's happening with your weapon. Now moving back over to weapon mastery, each one of these weapons has a level, with the level max being 20. As you level, you have two skills trees to choose from, and you can respec these free as well. Now each one of these has a different, kind of bonus and passive and whatnot and what have you. In fact, some, like the hatchet, actually has a throwing skill tree where you can just lob that bad boy at people's faces, and why not, right? Now while you're using your weapons, if you want to level them quickly, you can actually swap them out and you will get experience on both of them, but it splits the experience. But what I mean by that is while you're fighting something, I'll even switch to a weapon I don't have a lot of experience on, so you can see while you're fighting something, if you switch to a separate weapon during the fight, it will split the experience between both weapons. That way you're leveling both of the weapons instead of just leveling the one. So I'll show you a live demonstration of that as soon as I can find an enemy that's not being taken down by someone else. Here we go, one just spawned in. So I'm going to start with my fire staff that already hits a lot harder, and I'm going to switch to my longsword. Back up so I don't get hit. I already have two skills on it, but it's still a low level weapon. Now, as you can see, it pops up on the screen. It shows where I've gained experience in the fire staff and the sword. And you can do that repetitively, or you can keep the sword out in my case and just try to fight with that. This might get hairy since I may or may not aggro the guy behind him. Alright, so remember, we got 12 and 12 on the last person that we killed. 12 for the sword, 12 for the staff. So let's see what we get here. Being that I'm purely doing this with the sword, I get 24. So the experience is not split. That tentacle is aggroed on me, in case you guys are wondering what's lobbing that mess at me. So just a quick recap. Your skills are based off of your weapons. You can see all of those by pressing K and seeing exactly where you're at skill level wise, and when you level, you get one attribute to put in either skill tree. Read over the skills to make sure that it's giving you what you want, but remember, you can respec them. In addition to that, your attributes will show you what it is that they actually help you with as far as your weapons are concerned. Constitution is just your health, so that's why that's not helping you with anything at all. So that stat point is just to make you tanky. That's all that is. That is literally all that is. My apologies, I should have gotten somewhere safe before I started talking about that. But, as we were saying, so you can see what weapons will help you with these attributes, or other way around, what attributes will help you with these set of weapons. Now, each attribute also has a ball that you see right here, like a little hole, a little socket. Once you reach a certain level on that particular attribute, it gives you a boon, a bonus that's permanent. So since I've already gotten to this point at intelligence, 10% of damage to light and heavy attacks is given, magic attacks of course, and I have 10% boosted harvest speed, because most of the things that you make in Arcana to actually make your staffs and stuff like that and your potions is based off of things that you harvest. That'll be another video entirely. And same with dexterity, you have, and strength, you have your little holes here that show you exactly what they do for you. Now you can base your build off of what's shown here and what weapon you want to master, because again it shows you boom 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 what weapon actually goes well with this attribute. Then you can go over here and pick the weapon that you want to use. Now of course you can level all of these out to max, and eventually I will, but remember you can only respec all of this before you reach level 20. I'm about to hit 20, so I can't respect this. Also, this helps to prevent you from having to create multiple characters over multiple worlds and whatnot, because that is an arduous task. You might not believe it is until you do that. You should focus mainly on one character unless you have people that want to play with you on different worlds, primarily because it is a big grind in the beginning to even get to somewhere stable and to get all your trade skills up and to get your personalized skills up, like your weapon masteries, and to get your attributes up. It is kind of an arduous thing once you start making multiple characters, and I'm usually a proponent of making a lot of characters through games as far as MMOs are concerned, but this is definitely not one in which I recommend that. But if you have any other questions about the weapon mastery or the attribute system and how it pertains to you as your class or as your character, feel free to ask in the comments, and if someone else has covered this, is perfectly fine too. But I just want to put this out there to help guys out a little bit that are just now getting into the game. Well, anyway, have a great day, morning, noon, or night, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.